The movie opens up with a flashback scene that showcases the destruction of Cybertron, Transformers' home planet. Everything is done for the Allspark. Many years ago, Cybertron is destroyed at the hands of Megatron during his quest to obtain the Allspark. Megatron discovers the Allspark on Earth, but crash lands in the Arctic Circle, becoming frozen in the ice. Captain Archibald Witwicky and his crew of explorers stumble upon Megatron's body in the late 19th century. Megatron's navigational system is unintentionally activated, and Archibald's eyeglasses are imprinted with the coordinates to the Allspark's location. Sector 7, a secret organization of the United States government, independently discovers the Allspark and builds the Hoover Dam around it to mask its energy signal. In the present day, the other Decepticons, Starscream, Blackout, Scorponok, Frenzy, Barricade, Bone Crusher, and Brawl have already landed on Earth and assumed the disguise of Earth vehicles. Blackout and Scorponok attack the US SOCENT Forward Operations Base in Qatar and use the military database to discover the location of Megatron and the Allspark, but they do not succeed. A small group of survivors under Captain William Lennox wander through the desert and are followed by Scorponok. The autonomous robotic organism, shortened to Autobot, known as Bumblebee, is also on Earth, disguised as a 1976 Chevrolet Camaro, and looking for Sam Witwicky, the descendant of Captain Archibald Witwicky. He finds Sam at a used car lot where the boy is looking to purchase a car. Bumblebee covertly sabotages all the other cars in the lot, leaving him as Sam's only option. Sam buys Bumblebee, and the two quickly begin to bond as Bumblebee helps Sam try and woo his crush, Michaela Baines. Sam is unaware of the fact that Bumblebee is an alien, until one night when the Autobot drives off without him. Sam chases Bumblebee on a bike to a factory area, calling the police in the process, and witnesses Bumblebee transform into robot mode and send a signal to the Autobots in space. The police soon arrive, and Sam is arrested. At the Pentagon, Defense Secretary John Keller oversees the investigation into the attack in Qatar. After Blackout's failure, Frenzy infiltrates Air Force One and attempts to download all information relating to Project Iceman. However, Maggie Madsden, one of the technicians studying the Decepticon infiltration signal, detects Frenzy hacking into the files and convinces the Pentagon to take down the defense network, halting Frenzy's download. When Air Force One makes an emergency landing, Frenzy slips into Barricade and discusses his discovery of Archibald Witwicky, who has seen their language. Using an internet search, they discover that Sam's glasses will lead the Decepticons to the Allspark. Frenzy and Barricade begin tracking Sam's location. Back in Qatar, the Army Rangers are attacked by Scorponok and take refuge in a nearby village. Calling the Pentagon and getting air support, they discover that the Decepticons are vulnerable to high-heat weaponry such as sabot rounds. Sam, having been bailed out of jail by his father, gets the impression that Bumblebee is stalking him. A freaked-out Sam flees from Bumblebee, who is in car mode, on his mother's bike. Bumblebee then proceeds to pursue him. Michaela sees Sam on the run and follows him on her motor scooter. After Sam evades Bumblebee, he is confronted by Barricade, who demands Archibald's glasses. Michaela arrives as Sam is running away from Barricade. Bumblebee, still in car mode, finds and rescues him. Barricade chases Bumblebee to a power plant, where Bumblebee transforms and battles the Decepticon robot to robot. Meanwhile, Frenzy chases Sam, but gets his head decapitated by Michaela. However, his head still functions and takes the form of Michaela's phone to hide in her purse. Bumblebee, who has defeated Barricade, promptly introduces himself to Sam and Michaela. The Autobots, Optimus Prime, Jazz, Ironhide, and Ratchet land on Earth and take on the forms of several Earth vehicles. They all meet in a dark, secluded alley, transform in front of the two amazed humans, introduce themselves, and tell of the reasons they had to come to Earth to Sam and Michaela. Meanwhile, Maggie, unable to convince John Keller and his officers of the Decepticon virus's complexity, makes a copy of the intrusion signal and shows it to her friend Glenn Whitman, who discovers a message with the signal about Sector 7, Captain Witwicky, and Project Iceman. However, the FBI arrest Glenn and Maggie, who desperately try to convince them not to go to war with the wrong country. Sam, Michaela, and the Autobots return to Sam's home to retrieve the glasses. However, agents from Sector 7 arrive to take Sam and Michaela into custody. As Sam and Michaela are taken away in one of their vehicles, Seymour Simmons, the agency's director, reveals that Michaela has a criminal record and threatens Sam with life imprisonment, at which point the Autobots disable the convoy and rescue the teens. Michaela then explains to Sam that the only reason she has a record is her refusal to turn her father in for the crimes he committed, prompting her to ask him what he has ever sacrificed in his perfect little life. Reinforcements arrive at the scene and the Autobots retreat. However, Sam and Michaela are recaptured, and Bumblebee is also captured, despite Sam's pleas to let him go. Prime orders the other Autobots to let Bumblebee be taken, unwilling to use deadly force against the humans. At the Pentagon, a virus frenzy uploaded during the Air Force One hack causes a global communications blackout, while Keller is finally informed of the Transformers by Tom Banachek. After Bumblebee's capture, Optimus uses the glasses to locate the Allspark at Hoover Dam and declares that if they cannot defeat the Decepticons, he will merge the cube with his spark, even though it will kill him. Sam, Michaela, Keller, Maggie, Glenn, and Lennox's unit are brought to Hoover Dam, where they are shown by Simmons and Banachek the frozen Megatron and the Allspark, while Frenzy slips away. Sam explains the Decepticons plan to use the Allspark to transform human machines to conquer the universe. Locating the Allspark, Frenzy regenerates the rest of his body and sends out an alert to Starscream, who mobilizes the rest of the Decepticons. Due to Starscream's attack and Frenzy's sabotage, Megatron begins to thaw, and Sam, Lennox, and Keller convince Banachek and Simmons to release Bumblebee so that he can get the Allspark to Optimus Prime. Bumblebee converts the Allspark into a smaller state for transportation to Mission City. Glenn, Maggie, Keller, and Simmons manage to contact the Air Force and direct F-22s to Mission City. Frenzy tries to stop them, but is killed. As Bumblebee, Sam, Michaela, and Lennox's unit drive to Mission City, they come in contact with the other Autobots, who join the convoy. Barricade, Devastator, and Bone Crusher in vehicle modes pursue them, and Bone Crusher transforms into robot mode. Optimus transforms to stay behind and stop their pursuers. He fights Bone Crusher and eventually kills him. Meanwhile, the rest of the Autobots and the soldiers reach Mission City and come under attack by Starscream, Devastator, Blackout, and Megatron. Bumblebee is crippled by Starscream, while Jazz is killed by Megatron. Michaela hacks a tow truck to carry Bumblebee to safety, while Lennox tasks Sam with taking the Allspark to a building where it will be taken by military helicopters. Optimus Prime finally arrives in the area and confronts Megatron. The two battle one-on-one before Megatron knocks out Prime and chases Sam. As Sam gets to the roof of the building and is about to hand the Allspark off to one of the helicopters, it is shot down by Starscream. Megatron destroys the portion of the roof Sam is standing on after he refuses to hand over the Allspark. However, Optimus catches Sam, and he and Megatron resume their duel, with Megatron once again gaining the upper hand. Meanwhile, Michaela drives the tow truck in reverse to allow Bumblebee to fire on Devastator, who has Lennox and his men pinned down. Bumblebee kills Devastator, and a full airstrike is called in on Blackout and Megatron. As Blackout attempts to assist Megatron, he is killed by Lennox and the Air Force before he can engage. Starscream hides among a Raptor squadron, destroying 3 fighters before being chased away. The Air Force and Lennox's Rangers attack Megatron, inflicting serious damage upon him, but he is still functional and heading toward the cube. Finally, with both Prime and Megatron weakened, Prime beckons Sam to shove the Allspark into his chest, destroying them both, but Sam instead takes the riskier action of shoving the Allspark into Megatron's chest, destroying it and killing Megatron instead. Optimus thanks Sam for his courage and for saving his life, while Bumblebee, who has temporarily regained his voice, asks permission to remain with Sam, which is granted. In an attempt to cover up the existence of the Transformers, Sector 7 is disbanded, while the remains of the Decepticons are cast into the Laurentian abyss. Though Megatron is dead, the Allspark's destruction leaves the Autobots unable to restore Cybertron. With no other home to go to, the Autobots decide to stay on Earth, and Optimus sends out a signal across space to locate any surviving Autobots, while Sam and Michaela begin a relationship, and Starscream retreats from Earth. Subscribe for more videos like this, and turn on the notifications so you never miss any of them.